Hello, folks. Welcome to this live stream. My name is Macton Bryan, the Chief Executive Officer of Duo Folklore, as usual. And now, the topic today is about the story of Labongo and Gipir, or the legend of the spears. Behind me here is a very important historical tree. It's in my compound. I've preserved it for sign of traditional Luo heritage. It is called the Yao tree or the shea tree, which is used to produce the shea nuts. Well, now back to the topic. Labon and Gipir is a story that leads to the origin of the Acholi and the Alur. Now, briefly, the story says that the Luo people moved into uh, northern Uganda and settled in Ubungu, currently called Pakwach in West Nile. Now, what is so fishy, or what is technically seems not correct in that story, is the part that dictates the origin of the Lu and the Acholi. This is because we all know that the Lu and the Acholi all exist as tribes in Sudan. The Acholi exist in Baal Gazelle, and the Lu also exist in Baal Gazelle. In November 2010, on the 23rd of November 2010, an Alu elder by the name Motu from western Baal Gazelle in South Sudan told the Luo people that your vote is your future. That is when they were preparing for the election coming up in southern Sudan. But now, that one is a sign that the Luo existed. The Lu existed in South Sudan in that time, and even up to now, they are still existing. So let's look at our main enemy. And our main enemy by that time are the British, of which there's a quote which says, until the historians get, until the lions get their own historians, the hunt story will always glorify the hunters. I believe you guys know that quote. So the Luo were against the British colonialists. Eh, so now, you look at, if you know this guy called Chivawich, who led the Lamugi rebellion. Chivawich was one of the guys giving hard life for the colonialists, the British missionaries, the British colonialists. So we cannot trust their history. The story was written typically to divide the Acholi and Alu, because they say in that story that after the incident of the spear, the Labongo people moved into what? Into northern Uganda to form the Acholi. And the Gipir people remain in southern Sudan, they remain in West Nile as the Alu people. You see? But historically, Acholi existed before even that time in South Sudan. And as well, the Alu also existed in southern Sudan before that time of the separation from Pakwach or Pubungu. So the missionaries wanted to find a better way of weakening the Acholi people using their history so that they can conquer the Acholi land by defeating Chiwawich of Lamugi. Now, we must remember one thing. The only Luo group which kept unity up to now on earth, the only Luo group which kept unity are the Luo of Kenya, the Joluo. The Luo of Congo, those are the, the Alu, they're really disunited. They hate each other. Come to Uganda, there's total disunity and serious fight among the Luos. Uh, Name it the Lao, the Acholi, the Lu, Jopadhola, and the rest. There is no unity. Go to South Sudan, there is also disunity. And when you go to Ethiopia, those of Anuak, the Anuak are also very disunited among themselves. So the British colonialists used fabricated legends. Of course, legends can sometimes be true or false. Now, in this legend, analytically, if you are to analyze well, you realize that it is not true because the Acholi were in Southern Sudan, the Alu were in Southern Sudan, and how comes it is written that they began to exist as the Acholi or as the Alu from the time of separation after the incident of the spear and the beads. So, me personally, I disagree with that story. And this is why if Africans, if the Luo people, and all the blacks around the world must live with peace and harmony while knowing their history to focus for the future, then we must unlearn what we had really learned in the past. Mm. We must rethink of how histories were written. Now, we should also consider things like slave trade. Mm. It is relatively believable that the discovery of things like surgery, those experiments were done on black slaves. Mm. Yes, they were done on black slaves. They cut your heart and they try this. If it works, they go ahead. But if it does not work, they keep on writing it until like that. The experiments were done on the blacks. Mm. Unfortunately, it's sad that we the blacks are also not united among ourselves. Can you imagine? Who in Congo are being fueled by our fellow Africans. The foreigners use our stupid African leaders to implement these wars. Congo has no peace. World's richest country in terms of resources is the world's poorest country economically. Sad and very pathetic. Now, looking at the Lao tribe, it is written that Lao are not the Luo, that they are assimilated group of Luo breaking from Nilo, a mighty group. But if you can look at and analyze, certain scholars write that Lao are Luo. And the Luo people typically, according to a lot of scholars, which have been suppressed by British colonialists, originates from the slaves who were in Egypt, the Egyptian slaves, who stood side by side with the Israelites during the time of the King Pharaoh. I'm going to bring a lot of biblical evidence which can match a lot of Luo words, a lot of biblical evidence which shoots the doctrines of Luo traditions in my other upcoming videos. So, according to my analysis, Alu existed in South Sudan. Acholi existed in South Sudan. When they moved into Uganda as the Luo and settled in Pakwach, they moved as Luo and as Acholi and also as Alu, not being originated from the dispersal area. I end by repeating the quote that until the lions get their own historian, the hunt story will always glorify the hunters. Thank you very much for coming across this video. And you have been watching Luo Folklore. And this program is called I Love Luo. Thank you. Bye bye. And I wish you a nice day wherever you are. Bye.